Hello everyone and welcome to a build with me, VelvettB. And today we are building a base game only modern 2-bedroom home. As you can see from the picture there, that is what we are aiming for. And I did have an inspiration for this build, so I am working to a sort of plan. Some of it's kind of winged, some of it's not, so it does actually come together really nicely. And as I said, base game only, so this should be nice and accessible for absolutely everyone. I will put it up on the gallery when this airs, so that you can go into the gallery of VelvettB and find it there if you would like to download it and play with it. So I did not use any debug for this house except for the car. So there is a car that's going to be going into the driveway, and the only cheat I use is move objects, of course, because that I can't build without. It is really hard to build without move objects, really hard, because you just end up with too many gaps everywhere, so it can be a bit frustrating. Anywho, I just saw that I need to put some roof trim on that roof, so I will do that before I upload it to the gallery. I think I forgot, but other than that, I did have a little play around, and so I think it's all functional. Pretty sure I play tested this, and yeah, it was all fine. Oh, that's right, because there was something I do with the roof later and I had to adjust that, so I definitely play tested that. So what I'm doing at the front is I'm just working out how this is all gonna sit. Those stairs, like I have to redo them like about 20 times. Not that many, but a few times anyway, because yeah, when I start working out how the columns are gonna sit and stuff and what I'm gonna do there, I don't have to change it again, because it was sitting a bit funny. And I've just got a little garden going in around the front of the house there, and then under the external stairs that go up to a rooftop garden. Well, it's like a garden kind of seating kind of, area like that. External stairs, and there's some, I put the barbecue and rubbish bin under there. So I played around with these these fences, just trying to work out what I wanted to do there, like if I wanted to have them sitting on top of the platform or if I wanted to have them like inside the platform, and yeah. So anyway, I get there eventually, but I did end up playing around with that a little bit, so you'll see me change it a couple of times, but I got there in the end. So I just used what fencing did I use? I think it's the mega basic fencing actually for that one, and as you can see, one of the more modern columns going in there, but then I was like, actually, you know what? I actually want to do some like room columns, so that's what I ended up doing. So you can see me fussing around with stairs yet again there, because if I'm putting in the room columns, that's not going to work with the stairs there. So just working through that and how that's all going to sit, and then I need like another little bit of the platform sticking out around the stairs, and it also needed to have the fence around it as well. So it was like one of the most fussy parts of the build. So it was like fussing with the stairs and then fussing with the roof garden area. Those were the two challenging parts. So I'm just also changing the stairs entirely now in terms of the colour and the actual type of stairs too, because I was having a look at the inspiration and I was like, oh, hang on, it's actually got brown stairs. So yeah, ended up having to change the stairs anyway, and because the colour of brown that I wanted wasn't in the basic stairs, and I mean I could have just switched them out more easily, but I also wanted to change like the railing and stuff, so just redid that. So it was a little bit of fussing around as to how this was going to sit. I actually ended up having to change that, as I mentioned, to make it workable for the Sims to get up to the top, but it got there. It's all fine, it all works. So I just used the basic white foundation for the bottom, and I'm just drawing it in like an extra wall as well there, because that's kind of how the inspiration looked. So I'm just following the inspiration. So I mix up the mid brown, which you can see there going in for the flooring and stuff, and then with the white for the rest of the building. But I do use two textures in the white, and I think that works quite nicely. So I'm just going to play around with what texture I want to use. So I was thinking about doing like a wood texture, then I thought about maybe I should do brick, then maybe I should do tile, and then I ended up with plain and tile. So like the columns and stuff, I went with the tiles, so I thought that sort of broke up the plainness of the rest of the walls, and then just went with plain white on the actual walls themselves. So then I'm just working out what tiling I want to use around the edge of the pool, and then I'm just deleting that because I remembered that there was supposed to be a fence there. And then I've got sort of the space in the back area, sort of the yard, and I was thinking about what to do with that, and just to make it sort of, you know, kid friendly, because I wanted us to have like a kids room as well as an adults room, so it would be like a family friendly home. That was my aim, just to make it modern and family friendly at the same time. So I'm going to have like a little kids area around the back there, and I'm just putting in another window garden around the back too. Just adjusting the height of the half wall so that it sits the same as the fencing. So that actually looked better when it was the same height as the fencing, so it looked more natural. So, and this, then it occurred to me that I could like put a little bit of green up there, and that would look quite cool. So just checking the front of the house and how that's at, and this is where I sort of start changing it around. And then I was trying to work out if I could get that overhang all the way around. I do leave it like that in this video, but off camera I go and change it, because when I play tested it, they couldn't get up the stairs, because I did widen the stairs up to 2, but no, they still couldn't get up it, so I had to change that overhang bit around the back. That's okay. That happens in playtesting. So I was just trying to work out what I wanted to do with this top area as in terms of furniture and that sort of thing, because I mean it's base game, so there's not like bean bags and, you know, little cool seating kind of things that you can do, and yeah, lack of options, but that's cool. And there's you know, there's stuff there. It's like are these chairs inflatable? Like, I assume that those kids' chairs are inflatable, right? Because they look like they're inflatable, but are they inflatable? What do you think? Put it in the comments. Tell me whether or not you think those seats are inflatable or not, because I have always thought of them as inflatable, but I don't know if that's actually true. I should probably read the description one day. But yeah, without reading the description, I look at them and think inflatable chair. So does everyone else think that, or is it just me being a weirdo? So there's actually gardening space up the top, because it is not, you know, it's not like a big yard or anything out there. So it's actually quite cool to utilise a rooftop garden for the family and that sort of thing. Just doing a bit of terrain paint around the place, just to make it look a little bit natural. Fixing up the pool, and I'll just get the pool lights in there in the bottom. Bink, bink, bink. And bink, done. Okay, so now I need some plants. So I was thinking about doing sort of the hedgy plant, but I thought, nah. It quite often sticks like through the wall and stuff, so I felt that was kind of easier. And I used like the round bulbous plant around the front. Bulbous is such a, I don't know, it's one of those words, it's kind of gross, you know? To me anyway, bulbous, yeah, it's just kind of a gross word. Anywho, it does describe the bush. It's a round bush. I was playing with the idea of doing a little outline around the driveway, but it looks stupid, so I didn't. Yeah, no. So I did fence instead, because that looked way better than the rocks outlining it. It just it just didn't work in that instance. I like having rocks outlining, like you know, driveways and pathways and stuff like that. You'll see me do that quite often, but in this instance, no, it's a hard no. So I just put in a little bit of plantery around the place and some more furniture just to finish off the outside area. So just some seating around the side, and then we've got our little back area there where I'm just going to put a bit of kiddly funly stuff and just do a bit of terrain paint to look like it's been played on a lot. And some more of the lavender around the place too, because I did put a bit of lavender around. that sort of was my little planter choice. And then I have the choice of what to do with the doors and the windows. So I went with a larger paned window for the larger sort of areas where I had like a lot more space, and then for the smaller areas like you saw there just before, like, and there behind the chairs, I used the 2-panel up and down window. I don't know what I'm saying now. But you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so then I am shaping the house. So we're going to have 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. So the bathroom's going to sit in the middle, and the master bedroom will be the larger of the 2 bedrooms. And I'm just making like a little entrance area as well. So I could have like a little wall that I could put the TV on, that was the reason behind having the little entrance area. And I'm just working out a door to the outside, and also the layout. So I'm just working on some furniture. So I got confused because like the chair and the couch looked like they were different colors. So I was like, well, they look different, but they are the same color selection. So I don't know. And then I built like a little entertainment area. So I used the immaculate shelving and the stereo underneath, and put the TV there, and another lot of the immaculate shelving on top. So it just looked like kind of like a TV unit. Was kind of the vibe I was going for. And I was playing around with the idea of having more shelving on the side, but I was like, nah, I don't think so. So then I had a look for a unit that would sit on the side of the stereo, and then I was like, oh, hang on, I can like put a double it up and put another one on top, and then it kind of looks like a 2-drawered kind of like end table thing, like a taller one. So I was like, ka-ching, that idea will work. And then I had to find something that would sit on these shelves easily. I was just sort of playing around with different ideas, and then I was like, oh, hang on, those photos actually sit really nicely on those shelves, so I'll just do those. And then I just control 9'd the books up onto the top level because they did not snap into place. I wish they did snap into place, but they did not. And then I just changed the colours of them so they look like a nice assortment there. And I'm like, oh, hang on, I'm building in the dark again. So just putting some lights in, and I'm using the Basegame square lights with in the brown and the cream. Was the colours I was going for there. And I'm just now starting to work on what colours I'm going to do on the inside, because that's always a nice challenge. So I'm using the light brown floor, which is one I quite often go to with Basegame builds. It's a nice coloured floor, and it's like quite flexible for colours and stuff. So I ended up going with a dark brown on the wall, and then changing the furniture to white, so that it had like a contrast to it. And then using the brown on the floor. Then was the fun of working out the curtain situation, and ended up going with the white curtains and using the immaculate shelving again. Very flexible shelving, that immaculate shelving, and just using that as a sort of a refinement tool just to finish off the curtains, like it's a curtain railing and that sort of thing. So just getting the more curtains there into the corner. And I think that's quite nice. So like it's the white just sort of lightens and brightens it. And then I decided that there was too much white there, so I changed the couch to blue and the chair to blue. And actually I like that. I think that works, and it works really nicely with the coffee table and the end table there too, because they kind of got they might be white, but they kind of got a bluish tinge to them, So I think that ended up looking quite nice, even though you sort of got the light brown, dark brown, white and blue. It's 4 colours, which, can be a little bit iffy. I think they all tone in quite nicely together. Just doing some outside lights at the moment around the place. There we go. Get it all lit up. And then I'm going to go to the entrance area. That's pretty basic. We're just going to have some shoes, the coat hanger area, and then I decided to put it like a hall table in and a plant on the side. Just kept it pretty simple and put some clutter on the end table as well, because you always need your clutter. Easy as that. And now we are moving on to the kitchen. So I just sort of me deciding how this is going to sit so that I can fit the dining in as well. And I used the Vault modular counters for this one. That is one of the more modern, I think, counters that you can get in Basegame. So that's what I went with, and it has some good colours as well that worked with the build. And I'll fuss around with how this sits for a little bit, because I wanted to make sure there was enough room there for the dining area. I was going to do like a whole big long breakfast bar thing, and then I was like, it's just like, it's a 2-bedroom home. You don't need that much breakfast bar in a 2-bedroom home. I mean, you know, maximum you're going to maybe have 4 people in that, maybe 5 if you have a lot of kids jammed into one room. So I was like, you know what, that's not working. So I was like, wow, hang on, those are around the wrong way, and then I need something on the back of there because that's not working. So then I was like, I'm going to put those there, and I was like, no, that's too dark, it sort of blocks it all off. So let's see what we can do there. It just changes around a little bit, and then it wasn't sitting in the right place, and I was like, oh, do I like that? Do I like that? I don't know. And I was like, no. I mean, I like the shelving, but it was too tall and dark for behind there. So I moved it over onto the wall, and it's like a big dining hutch now. And then we've got some furniture, just a basic furniture going in there for the dining. And I ended up going with quite a lot of the Vault modular hanging cabinets around the top. Why I didn't just put them up in the white, I don't know. But I didn't, and then I had to go change the colour of them all because I'm silly like that. And then ended up just getting it going all the way round. And I think do I change the window? Not sure. Anyway, rug under the table, and look at that. Just about done. I mean, there is like a bit of space there in the middle, but as soon as I put something there, I was thinking about putting like a chess table there, but I felt that it was just going to block off. It was going to block off the room if I put something there, and it would just sort of ruin the whole flow. So I did think about it, but then I sort of like I had second thoughts, and I was like, no, I'm just going to leave it as is and just have like I don't think there's anything wrong with having like a little bit of space for the Sims to walk around in, and you know, not have to walk around lots of things all the time. So I just kept that open flow there so they could like walk from the living room to the kitchen to the dining area if they want to. So moving on to the bathroom. So I just put some blinds over to cover the windows because I wanted to make sure that I kept the integrity of the exterior of the build and how I wanted that to sit, rather than building the windows around what the rooms should be. I was building the rooms around what I wanted the exterior to be, which is something I am trying to do more of. Oh, and I'm just putting some hand towels and hanging decorations in the kitchen because I was like, oh, hang on, I forgot those. So just doing that and doing a pop of blue with the towels in the bedroom, and I'm still contemplating what to do with that middle space, and the space on that wall as well. So I am putting in a rug just to sort of fill a little bit of that blankness of the space, and then I have a bit of a play around with that wall. So end up with the 2 paintings in a light. So in this bathroom, I actually ended up having room for shower, toilet, bath, and 2 sinks. So, you know, that's a good sized bathroom. I'm trying to do larger bathrooms as well with builds, so there's a little bit more room for the Sims in there rather than just having, you know, your 3x2 bathrooms. I'm trying to make a bigger effort with bathrooms, because, you know, they're an important part of the house, and I should be allocating more room to them rather than squishing them in, you know. Make some space, make them look good. So that is my aim with bathrooms. And then moving on to the master bedroom. So then there was a challenge of trying to work out colours in here and what I was going to do. So this goes through a bit of an evolution of colours as I work this out, because I was trying to work out like the bed and then the rug that matched the bed, and or worked with the bed, and I was like, okay, I like this rug is working for me, so change the bed, and then like, right, this is working for me. And I think the pattern on the bed, I know it's like quite a lot of patterns, but I don't know, I think it still worked for me. So oh yeah, and I thought the pattern on the bed actually gave the room a bit more of a modern vibe as well. And I used like the blue curtains. I thought they'd sort of, oh no, I used the brown curtains and the blue wall. That's right, I was going to say I think I changed the wall, but no, I changed the curtains and then kept the wall with the blue running across it. And the brown curtains actually broke the blue up on the wall a little bit. And what have we got on this wall over here? So I'm going to do the dresser over there, and just using the Vault modular, or the Vault kind of dresser in the brown, which matched a lot of the other furniture. And of course it's a more modern line that we get with Basegame. Just put a nice lamp in the corner there, just add a bit more brightness to the room, and some bits and pieces on the dresser just going on there. Pretty simple, I didn't go too crazy on the clutter. And then I had this wall space, so it wasn't like, there's not like a lot of room between the end of the bed and that wall, so I was conscious of the Sims being able to get around, because it's kind of only how much was it? I think it was only 1 grid or 1.5 grids, so I didn't want that to be squishy. So I did just put the bookshelf in the corner. And then moving on to what is going to be the kids' room. So I actually put bunks in there. So yeah, great for 2 kids and 2 adults. That's kind of the aim for this house. So it's a family of 4. And I actually went brown on the walls in this one. So, which is kind of an odd colour for a kid's room probably. But I think it ended up looking quite nice with the beds, because I changed the colour of the beds so they're both blue. And yeah, add some posters and decals and stuff on the wall, so it's, you know, there's brightness and colour, but it's like a plainer wall. And I think the curtains actually added a pop of colour too. So there's not like a whole lot of just plain brown wall sitting there, you know, there's not actually much wall space that's visible, because by the time you've got the windows and the curtains and stuff, there's only sort of one wall that has much in the way of brown. I was thinking that it kind of needed like a bit of colour above maybe the bottom bunk bed, but you know, I didn't want to go too over the top either. And it's not like a big room, it's quite a small narrow room, so you know, there wasn't like a lot of space for bits and pieces, but you know, got the dollhouse in there, a nice mat. I was looking at doing it bigger, but that wasn't working. And just some toys there on the edge of the mat, so the kids can play with those. And you know, they've got the little study area too, which is really nice. And just changing some of the furniture colour around, just to bring in a bit more of the blue. And I've just got like a little bit left on the outside, because I noticed that I had a little space around the front. I was like, what are we going to do there? So I'm just bringing that together with a couple of plants and a bit of furniture around the place. And ta-da, I think we are about done with the builds. Let's take a look at what we did. So Velvet is going to add some roof trim to the to the roof. I can't believe I forgot roof trim of all the things. But yeah, I actually really like how this turned out. I think it's really pretty with the brown and the white. And you know, I think having a rooftop garden is actually something a little bit different as well. So it adds a lot more space to the house. So you can put, you know, you have a bit more garden space if you want to put more garden space up there, or you know, whatever you want to do, I guess, with the area. If you have like different packs, you want to add something else up there, more hobby stuff, then you've got the space. And then I mean, you've got a little kids area down the bottom there, and a barbecue area in the pool. So I mean, I think there's like plenty of things to do in this house as far as the outdoor area, and it's nice and secluded there in the back too, because it's all fenced off, so that's quite nice. I didn't really do anything down the side, I just don't think it needed it. I just kept it pretty simple as far as that went. I mean, you know, it's a modern build, so I'm not going to go too over top with the old landscaping. but I think it actually came together really nice, and I really like that the tile breaks up the smoothness of the white. I think that's good. And I think the railing actually works really nicely with this particular build too, the fencing, so I was happy with that. Okay, so we are going to head inside and have a look at the inside. So we have the interior here going through. So we've got like the 2 shades of brown, white and blue running throughout, and a bit of, I guess, grey in there too. It's sort of shades of the blue and the white-ish with the modular side of things, but yeah, I think they actually came together really nicely. I like the, I mean, I love an open plan living area. It tends to be what I do for a lot of builds. I don't often have like the kitchen separate and the dining separate and that sort of thing, but I honestly, it depends on the build and how much space I have. Like if I've got more space, then I will tend to do separate rooms, but less space means more open plan, if that makes sense. So, I think there's lots of cupboards and stuff like that. I would be happy with all the cupboards and stuff in this kitchen. That would be fantastic for all your pots and pans and bits and pieces. So I think it's kind of like a practical kitchen from that sense, and I think it's quite pretty too. And you've got your bar there, so you can do your mixology and stuff. So mixology and cooking, perfect. And you've got your lovely hutch there for all your plates and bits and pieces, spices, teas, I don't know, whatever you want to put in there. And then going through to the bathroom. So I used the brown tones and the blues again with the white. So I just tied in those same colours that ran through the living area back into the bathroom again. I actually really like these colours together, the browns and the blues. I think it's pretty. And I really like that bath. I think it's a really nice bath, that one. It's got like a natural wood vibe, so it kind of reminds me a bit of a Snowy Escape kind of bath. But obviously it is not Snowy Escape, it is Basegame. And then through to the little kids room. I mean, it is not a huge room, to be fair, but yeah, see there's like a little space above that bed, and I thought maybe I could have put something there, but it's okay, maybe you can. So yeah, just a little study area there, going through and round the room. So we got a doll's house, toy chest, some toys, a Blarfy, some decals on the wall. So yeah, nice kids room. And then going through to the master bedroom, which I actually think ended up looking really nice. I kind of would have liked like an extra bit of space in terms of the width of the room, because I would have been able to put like maybe a desk or something in there, but it's okay. I mean, there's a study area in the kids room, so it's fine. I think it's the colours are nice. I really like the blue wall with the brown bed and the big, you know, brown rug, and yeah, I think it's nice. Thanks for joining me on this build. I hope you like it. It is available on the gallery, VelvettB, and don't forget to give me a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Bye.